What's up, guys? James Carter TV here to recap the Monday Night Football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this game was pretty interesting in the way that it flowed from beginning to end, but I'm really not taking anything away from this game. Everything I believed to be true coming into this game is consistent through and after this game. Aaron Rodgers is great. He's going to the Super Bowl. He's winning the Super Bowl this year, most likely. At least that's what I'm predicting. Now, that's not a complete guarantee or complete lock or anything, but he's great. And if he's healthy and if he's playing, he's great. And the offensive line isn't playing that great for him, but he's so masterful, so brilliant, so magnificent that despite a bad offensive line, he's still making plays. And that's why when people try to excuse quarterback saying, "Oh, Ryan Tannehill," it's because of his offensive line. And sure, there's some argument to be made there. Aaron Rodgers had a bad offensive line today, last week, and the week before that, but because he gets the ball out so quick, you don't even notice. Because Tom Brady gets the ball out so quick, you don't even notice. Because Peyton Manning gets the ball out so quick, you don't even notice. When your quarterback is able to get the ball out so quick and is able to set up his team in a position to succeed on each and every play, they will play well and their teams will win despite their deficiencies at any position, really. On defense, on offense, you will ignore those because this quarterback is playing so great and so masterful, so brilliantly. And Aaron Rodgers does this to a T. He's absolutely fantastic. 5 touchdowns today. Absolutely brilliant. 24 of 35, 333 yards. Of course, 0 interceptions. Yet another great performance from Aaron Rodgers. Eddie Lacy, the Packers running back, did have some carries today, had 10 carries for 46 yards. Did not look very healthy, but he'll have a week to rest, or a little less than that, and he'll be back next week ready to play. I guarantee you of that. Devontae Adams, the Green Bay Packers sophomore wide receiver out of Fresno State, he did suffer a little bit of an injury around his ankle. It didn't look severe, but it looked like a couple weaker, if I had to describe it. It did look like not something that he'll just get over, something that might get him for a couple weeks, so look out for that. It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers still making James Jones look fantastic. I mean, you know Aaron Rodgers is great. When 2 of his top wide receivers in 2011, and Greg Jennings and James Jones, leave and do nothing and prove once and for all that, hey, he makes these guys. And then when James Jones comes back, guess what? He's great again. No, he was never great. Aaron Rodgers made him great, made him into the wide receiver he was and now is today. Aaron Rodgers is just, I'm sorry, I keep gushing over this guy. He's great. All right, now to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs lost, and of course, they were not going to win in Lambeau against Green Bay, against Aaron Rodgers. This has not put a coffin or the nail in the coffin for the Kansas City Chiefs, not even in the slightest, but as I told Chiefs fans before the season, as I continue to tell them throughout the season, your schedule is way too difficult. It is. It sucks. I know. I wish it wasn't this way. I don't foresee any way the Kansas City Chiefs can make the playoffs with this very, very extremely difficult schedule. I'm going to pull it up for you real quick. Today they faced Green Bay in Green Bay, lost. Now they're 1-2. If you want to make the playoffs, at least 9-7 and probably 10-6 is the record is going to require. Now, next week you go up against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. That's a tough game. The Bengals are undefeated, but you know what? I'm picking the Chiefs to go to Cincinnati and win that football game. The Chiefs are a 3-0 team, but they're not one of the best teams in the NFL. Andy Dalton is ready to have a choker's game. I think he's going to have it next week. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are actually going to go to Cincinnati and get that win. If they don't, though, they'll be 1-3, so it's a very important and key win for them as I pull up their schedule. Then the week after that, they host the Chicago Bears. This is a game that they'll win. Then the week after that, they go to Minnesota. Tough game. Week after that, they host the Michael Vick-led Pittsburgh Steelers. You should win that now. Before, I would say that was a loss, but this has changed to a win. So this is now looking a little bit more favorable. Week after that, you face the Lions. Okay, I think this is in London, so it's not really a home game for either team, but I think the lines are not nearly as bad as people are making them out to be, so this will be a difficult game. Then you go to Broncos, to the Chargers, you host the Bills, you go to the Raiders, who are looking good, and they beat you last year. You host the Chargers, go to the Ravens, host the Browns, and host the Raiders. I still think this is an 8-8, 9-7 schedule, and it's going to be difficult to make the playoffs. But the Ben Roethlisberger injury and the lack of oomph and the lack of just spirit we're seeing for the Baltimore Ravens is really helping your chances. Because of those two AFC North teams not playing as well as we projected them to, you're looking a little bit better. But right now, I like the Bills' chances over yours. I like the Chargers' chances better than yours. I just think, not that they're a better team, but I think their schedule, the way it's is laid out, I think it's a little bit more beneficial to them. But maybe you'll still make it. I just think the schedule's too difficult. And today, yes, you came back near the end of the game, but you kind of got your ass kicked. 31-7 at one point. That's getting your ass kicked. So you still have a ways to go. And you have to wonder, if the main goal in the NFL, when you're an NFL team, when you're a head coach, when you're a quarterback, whatever, is to eventually win a Super Bowl and hopefully build a dynasty, right? That is your main goal, or it should be, because I don't think a lot of teams follow this goal. How on earth are the Chiefs ever going to win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith? I mean, I watched this game, and I mean, this is not the first time I've thought this. A lot of Chiefs games, you just watch and you're like, man, they're never going to win a Super Bowl with this guy. So what's the point? Okay, yeah, you might make the playoffs. Do you really expect them to win the Super Bowl this year? Oh, it's okay. We'll just go into the offseason and we'll add another offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. Is that really going to win you a Super Bowl? How are you ever going to win a Super Bowl with this guy? I don't want to see the Chiefs get stuck in a limbo, but it looks more and more that's where they're destined to be. So even though you can keep him for now because there's not many great quarterback options, I think as soon as one hits the market, and I don't see anyone hitting the market, although there is a good number of quarterbacks, first to second to third round quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, as soon as someone comes on the market that could replace Alex Smith, the Chiefs better be wise to pick him up, because I just don't see a limited upside with this guy still. I don't think this is breaking news to you, but if it is, I don't, But anyway, James Carter TV, Aaron Rodgers is great, and I'm out. Peace.